Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Grand Theft Auto 5 video, we're going to be taking a look at the top 10 Grand Theft Auto characters that make secret appearances in other games you might not have known about. That's right, today we're going to be looking at characters from other GTA games that make appearances in Grand Theft Auto 5 and other titles that you probably didn't catch at a first glance. Now, if I miss someone from this list, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below, but of course, with out of the way, let's not waste any more time, and let's get it started. Alright, so our first character today is Lazlo Jones. Now, I know what you might be saying. Wait a minute, Lazlo's in cutscenes, so we obviously have to see him. But what's interesting is his backstory. So he's made appearances in every Grand Theft Auto game since GTA 3, including Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, GTA 4, episodes from Liberty City, and of course, Grand Theft Auto 5. So if GTA 5 was your first game, you probably had no idea that Lazlo made appearances in every single one of those games, and he served many roles including talk show host, producer, director, radio host, TV presenter, and a whole lot more. And what's pretty crazy is even though he's insecure, ill-mannered, and sometimes perverted, he's managed to maintain work across the GTA universe for nearly 30 years. So bravo, Lazlo, he's our first character today. Now, I was going to end my segment on Lazlo right there, but also something else you might not have known is he's one of the few characters that exist throughout the other universes, so 3D to HD. And the reason that is because Lazlo is an actual human. You might think that like Lazlo is based off of some fictional character. No, like Lazlo Jones in real life is like the Lazlo you see in game, which is really, really funny. So that's probably something you didn't know. And in real life, Lazlo is actually really cool, but also really similar and goofy to the way his character is in Grand Theft Auto 5. Our second character today is Jack Howitzer. Now, I won't go too far into his backstory, but it is pretty crazy. He had a very illustrious film career in which he did over 40 films before eventually going to prison. And that prison was the Bolingbroke Penitentiary that we know in GTA 5. Now, in 2013, he was released from this prison, and we can see him in one of the reality shows that's being filmed. He's in a motel room, and he's talking to his sock puppet called Ho Chi Sock. So needless to say, he's gone pretty bonkers since he got out of prison and is just completely insane. But what was really cool is how he was featured in Vice City, San Andreas, Liberty City Stories. I mean, this guy was everywhere, and then unfortunately he ended up going to jail, but I still thought that was pretty cool. Our third character on the list today is Lovefist Willy. So you guys probably know the very popular rock band from GTA Vice City, Lovefist, that takes place in the 80s. Well, one of the members in which we didn't physically see in Vice City was Willy, but he makes an appearance in GTA 5. So this is actually a part of a Strangers and Freak missions you do from Trevor, where you actually have to beat him up and steal his gold tooth. So I thought this was a rather interesting mission. It's also a pretty cool time where you can go into Tequila La and see the inside of that building also. But that is pretty awesome how, even though this character doesn't appear technically in the 3D universes, we don't see him, we finally get to do it, and Rockstar completes the circle by allowing us to see him in the HD universe, which is pretty cool. And he's a member of Lovefist, which is just overall awesome. All right, let's shift gears a little bit and move to the Grand Theft Auto 4 universe. And this next character is Niko Bellic. He actually makes two secret appearances in The Ballad of Gay Tony and The Lost and the Damned, both of which occur in the opening kind of sequence or introduction. So in The Ballad of Gay Tony, you can see Luis Lopez walking across the street, and Niko with his getaway passengers actually almost runs him over, which I think is kind of funny how their events cross paths so close right there. So that's pretty cool. And then in The Lost and the Damned, you can just see Niko Bellic kind of walking down the street, running into someone as bikers end up going down the road. So that's pretty cool right there. Now, in both of those campaigns, you actually have interactions with Niko just based off of the things you did in the regular campaign. But that's still two pretty cool secret references right there. And you might have missed it if, number one, you weren't paying attention, or number two, you weren't looking out for Niko. But I thought that was pretty awesome. At the number 5 spot, we have Claude in GTA San Andreas. So funny enough, this is actually where Claude gets his name. Throughout GTA 3, he wasn't given a name until it was actually revealed a couple years later in San Andreas. So I thought this was pretty cool as he was just so casually hanging out. He's still the voiceless protagonist, but it was pretty cool how he was introduced in the game. And I thought this was so awesome of Rockstar to bring him back in San Andreas, and they actually gave him a name, which is pretty cool. All right, at the number 6 spot, Victor Vance in Grand Theft Auto Vice City. So I know there was a lot going on in the opening scene of Vice City where the original deal goes down and Tommy ends up getting shot at and the helicopter ends up taking off. Well, who's flying that helicopter is Victor Vance, and he is the protagonist of Vice City Stories, which is actually pretty cool. Now, what's awesome about this is Rockstar have actually confirmed that that is the same Victor Vance in Vice City that is also in Vice City Stories. So to me, that's pretty cool. And we obviously know that Victor Vance's character is huge throughout the entire game of Vice City and his interactions with Tommy. But it is still pretty interesting that he makes that appearance and he does happen to be a protagonist of Vice City Stories. So that right there is pretty awesome. All right, up next, we're going to shift gears and move back to Grand Theft Auto 5. And you're probably aware of these two characters, Johnny Klebitz and Ashley Butler. So these are characters from Grand Theft Auto 4's The Lost and the Damned, and we basically see the majority of them in one cutscene where we obviously know what happens to Johnny. I mean, what the heck happened to this dude? He fell off the wagon so badly, man. He was just this awesome biker in GTA 4, and then it kind of looks like a drug addiction in Grand Theft Auto 5 took him and his girlfriend to be kind of, reliant on Trevor Phillips. So we obviously know what happens to Johnny. He gets his head crushed by Trevor's boot. But what players don't know is what happened to Ashley. So you can actually kill Ashley after the dialogue between Trevor and Wade happens. However, if you don't do that, there's actually a Weasel News report that will come on, and even internet news articles will later reveal that Ashley died after participating in a heroin orgy in a Palito Bay condo, along with 4 local males in their 50s and 80s. Now, according to the article, police broke down the doors to the apartment after neighbors complained about an unpleasant smell and found 5 naked corpses, and Ashley's body was one of them. So I bet you didn't know that. That was pretty crazy. Man, the entire Lost MC is just completely falling apart here, and what's sad is they were such great characters in GTA 4. They didn't really get the same fate in Grand Theft Auto 5. All right, at the number 9 spot, Patrick McCreary. So he actually makes a small role in Grand Theft Auto 5. Really, the biggest part about him is his dialogue and what he actually reveals. So whether it's campaign mission dialogue or whether it's doing a random stranger and freak for him, Patrick will actually give away a lot of details regarding his time in Liberty City and Niko Bellic, dropping many hints, but he can also be seen physically in-game if you choose him as a heist character. He doesn't say much or do really anything in those cutscenes, but it is still pretty cool how Rockstar indicated that he flew all the way from Liberty City to Los Santos and is still kind of doing the same thing, just doing like random heists. So I thought that was pretty cool. He was one of my favorite characters in GTA 4, so I kind of wish he had a bigger role in Grand Theft Auto 5, but nonetheless, he is still one of my favorite characters, and his appearance is rather secretive, but still pretty awesome. And finally, last but not least today, at the number 10 spot, you guys probably didn't know about this one, and that is Marnie from GTA 4. So this was actually a stranger and freak that you ran into. Marnie basically was drug addicted. She was begging Niko Bellic for like $5. She was basically like prostituting herself out to him, and Niko ends up helping her out, but needless to say, she wasn't in the best position here. She clearly was struggling with her life. Well, it looks as if she, at some point in time, moved to Los Santos and is now joined the Epsilon program, because she actually kind of is one of the Epsilon leaders or helpers or tells you what to do, which is actually kind of cool. It is really funny how Rockstar seemed to have turned her life around a little bit. I mean, she went from prostituting herself on the street to joining some mysterious cult, but at least things are looking up for her, and she does end up making this pretty cool secret appearance here in GTA 5. But anyways, that's all the information that I have for you guys in this video today, and the top 10 Grand Theft Auto characters that make secret appearances in other games. Now, I know for a fact there are other characters from GTA 4 that make appearances in Grand Theft Auto 5. For example, Niko Bellic's girlfriend, Karen Daniels, she makes an appearance. You've also got Rocco Pelosi, who is like the guy from GTA, The Ballad of Gay Tony, who didn't like Luis Lopez all that much. You've also got that secret government agent contact that Niko Bellic Bellic actually goes through during his time in the campaign. And I might end up doing a part 2 if you guys want me to try something like that. But I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section down below. What are some characters that I missed? What are some that I should have included maybe in the next video or so? If you did go and enjoy this one though, a like rating would of course be awesome. And also subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily GTA 5 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.